Hi folks, this is a really quick demo to explain templates in LibreText. So this is a book that I've built slowly over time. This is just a fun passion project where we throw content in. Because it has been built slowly over time, it does not have any sort of uniformity. And as we know, students respond best when there is a uniform structure to this work. So you'll see this one, clearly this was pulled in from somewhere else. Others, maybe I have blank pages that I'm going to fill in with content that I have from Word documents. So when you have a book that you've been building out from scratch, that's not just a remixed book, but basically content that you've been building. So for instance, this was originally copy and pasted from a Word document that I had. Here's the references. There's no uniformity to it. So first, let's talk about templates that LibreText offers. When you hit edit in the dark gray panel, you must be logged into your library in order to do this. When you hit edit, in here you have a couple of built-in templates. So for instance, here you have your headings. So for accessibility, make sure you're always doing your headings in order. So that's an easy thing to make sure that you add in is just the headings, which you can do the same as you would in a Word document. Often when you copy and paste from a Word document, a lot of that will come in. So for instance, this is a heading 3. It was pulled in directly from a Word document. However, say you want boxes. So say at the beginning of every single page, you're going to do objectives. Okay. You can use their boxes to do that. Say you also want to always, for things like this, maybe you always want to have them in a box to explain an emphasis, right? And you want to basically always have things that are distinguishing different terms. It's not necessarily a definition, but you want it highlighted. You can do something like this, right? Now, those are the templates that they give you, but they're not going to be uniform from page to page. You're manually inserting them with boxes or with the headings right here. So that's option 1. Option 2, also for headings that they give you, say you want to put an image in here, we strongly recommend you go to Elements and then you go to Templates. In these templates, you get a lot of different templates options from this drop down right here. So templates in Adapt and Audio, these are going to be things that are going to be related to Adapt and those kinds of questions, test questions. But you can also go down here, anything that says figure, these are going to be image ones. You also have box objectives and some different ones in here for, say you want specific spacing, things like that, hidden text. So if you wanted, say, a figure to always be in the center, you could add this in, hit Insert Template, and this is going to give you an automatic template for your image. You click and drag the image in, put in your attribution with your proper copyright license and everything right here, easy breezy cover girl. And then when you hit save, it automatically puts everything in a nice template for you. So that's option 1, is the templates that they provide at the page level. I have had faculty say, Rachel, what if I want to make sure every single page has the same boxes and I want 6 different boxes very specifically? How would I basically create a template for myself? We had a really smart biotechnology faculty who had this question. She said, hey, I want to make sure I always have the same boxes. I don't want to have to be inserting the boxes at the page level. So for her, what we did is we went back to the conductor page. We opened in the remixer. And then in the front matter or back matter, I think we did it in the back matter, we went down here and we just added a blank page. Okay. And we called it template. Okay. And we hit save. And we saved to server. We saved to server again. There we go. It's saving. You can see it going right there. We open the new book here. And then what we did is every single box that we wanted, we went into the back matter. We went into the template. It's just going to be a blank template. We built the boxes out so that then they could do a single copy paste. So say you always want to do a heading to start and you want to do title of section. Highlight it, make sure that it's going to be in the proper APA WCAG. And then maybe underneath that, you always want learning objectives, right? And then maybe under that, you then need a second heading. That's one down. So maybe this is heading 2, heading 2. And then maybe under this, you're always going to want an example box, right? And then you also have text here, text here. And then say after that, you want another heading. So if you want to build out all of your headings, you want another heading down. This is a heading 3, right? And you have text here. Oop. And it did a double, so we're going to highlight that, make it normal text. All right, normal text. There we go. And then maybe you always want a definition box. So say you have things like that that you want to always have in here and you don't want to have to be inserting them manually. And then maybe you always have at least one image. So you want to go to here and you want to go to templates, wait for this to come up, click the drop down and say we always want to do a multi-centered right here and hit insert template. Okay, so you're always going to have a minimum of a couple images here. And you want to have this as your base. And then at the bottom, your clear is going to put an attribution. So maybe we need a heading 4 here where it's going to be attributions, right? Attributions and right. And so then you basically could have that in your text here. So we've just built ourselves a template. Okay, so now we have the template right here. And if you hit edit and you do Control A, Control C, and then you can go to any page that you want, right? So say we want to go in here to one of the pages we've already put content in, or maybe a one that we haven't put content in yet, hit edit, copy and paste it in. Now we've built ourselves a template with every single one of the pages ready to go without having to insert them one at a time. So that is a way to do it. If you want to do templates, you can build your own custom template and then copy and paste it in at the page level, or you can just modify it by adding in, going to edit and adding them in one by one based on what you need. I recommend learning objectives at the beginning of each chapter, not at the beginning of each page. And then I always do your headings. And then I recommend using the figure templates whenever possible. And then really chunking content as much as possible as well. Don't make really, really long ones. Chunk the content out. So that is an example of how to use templates in LibreText.